Welcome to Tech Notice, guys. This looks very messy in here, but don't worry, everything that you see on the table is related to this. We're reviewing a 5.7-inch field monitor that tries to compete with the SmallHD Focus, but this one here, that here, is less than half the price. Now the question is, what do you get with less than half of the price? Is it any good? Is it worth it? Well, all these questions will be answered, so let's run the intro and jump into the review of this monitor. So before we start checking out the hardware, I just want to say that there is an unboxing video for this as well out there. So if you want to know what's inside the box, what comes in the box, what's the unboxing like, click up there, you'll find a video that's dedicated just for that. But before we talk about all the software and what's inside and what's the picture and what can you change and what video assistance you can get with this monitor, let's talk about the hardware so you know what's the actual engine of this monitor. Now this monitor comes around £180 or around $200 if you're from the US. So it's a really good budget field monitor. The screen, what are the specs for the screen? So the hardware specs is that this is a 5.7-inch IPS screen. It's got 1920 x 1080 pixel resolution, which is a full HD screen. The screen brightness is 460 nits, which is fair enough compared to my smartphone. This is even bigger than my smartphone. My smartphone goes around 450, so just a little comparison for you. It's got 1400:1 contrast ratio, LED backlight. It's got an 8-bit color display with a 4K input support. It has 386 pixels per inch. You can expect some pretty sharp resolution on the screen. It comes with a tilting arm angle, so you can adjust it to your viewing angle, which gives you better shooting options and helps you to shoot better footage. Although with that, it doesn't have an auto tilting screen. You have to do it manually. So if you're a vlogger and you're thinking, oh, maybe, you know, you're Sony user and you want to use this as the monitor so you can see what you're filming, then if you want to flip it backwards and forwards quite quickly, it's probably not going to help you because you have to do it in the menu settings manually. But if you're shooting like commercial stuff, then you've got plenty of time to do that, which this is more meant for. So that was the screen. Now let's talk about the power. There is a couple of powering options. You can power this by the battery. It's got a Sony NP-F550, 750 or 970 battery mount in the back here. It doesn't come with a battery, but if you want to find out some cheap options like these ones that I've found really cheap on Amazon, then I've linked some options for you in the description below. Just check out the links in the bottom. Also, you can power the monitor by DC port on the side here. It's got a DC in port, 12 volt support, so if you have any of those adapters, you can just plug it in and it's got unlimited power. This is good for studio usage, for example. But not only that, you can also pull the power from the monitor. You can purchase this extra dummy battery, which you can find the link in the description. There's different ones for different camera models. This is for the Sony NP-F50 batteries. So what you can do is basically connect this to the output port of the monitor and then plug this dummy battery into your camera, and this monitor can power your camera at the same time, which is very, very helpful if you have one of those bigger batteries to power the monitor with. Obviously this is a small one, but you can get like 3 times or even bigger sizes of these batteries. Now let's talk about the ports. What are the ports? What can you plug into this monitor? So basically from one of the sides you have DC port, that's 12 volt, that's in. Then there's a DC port that goes out, which you can power the cameras, which is at 8 volts. Then you've got HDMI in, where you plug from the camera, goes in there. Then there's a headphone jack. If your camera doesn't have a headphone jack and you can monitor the audio, if you've been plugged into the field monitor, then it's going to also draw an audio from the camera, which you can monitor through this monitor. So it also solves the problem of no headphone jack in your camera if you're using this field monitor. Then you've got a 1/4-inch screw hole on the bottom. On the right side you have a 1/4-inch screw hole, and then on the top you have a 1/4-inch screw hole. So you've got plenty of mounting options if you want to mount it on a tripod or of this tilting arm and so on. Now this is basically the hardware, and this tilting arm also has a cold shoe mount on the side, so you're not going to lose a cold shoe mount. If you want to mount a microphone, like a Rode video mic or something as well, you can do it on the side. Now, just a little tip as well before we go to the software side is that this monitor comes with an HDMI cable that is meant for Canon cameras, and this is HDMI to HDMI mini, I think. If you're Sony user like me, you need to buy a spare cable, HDMI cable, that you can connect to the field monitor. So this is a really cheap and good option. If you want, I'm gonna link some options below as well to help you out. This one doesn't have the spring option, which I wanted to get, but for some reason I looked wrong and I ordered this one. So I'll also link the spring one as well if you want to get like a spring one, so that you don't have all this cable hanging out from the side of your camera. Basically keeps your setup much smaller. The last thing about the hardware side is the top buttons. On the top you have 4 function options, which are shortcuts for different video assisting tools. And then you have 4 other buttons, which are the menu button, power button, and left to right arrow button, which adjusts the volume or helps you to navigate in the menu screen. Now let's talk about the software. What can it do? I'm just gonna mount it on this camera so that there is like a better feeling when talking about the camera. You know, when it's plugged in and it's working, and kind of you can give examples as we're talking about. Anyway, voila, you can see the monitor is working. Software side, you've got like a menu here on the monitor. When you are in the menu here, there is plenty of kind of adjustment options, and I kind of went through it and I've adjusted it to my camera and tried to match this picture on this screen to the picture of the back of my camera screen. There's a lot of different configurations that you can go through that helps you to get the picture you want on that camera and match the field monitor camera picture to your camera picture, basically. Not just only the picture and the colors what you can change, you can also like change the aspect ratios and zoom in your picture and change quite a lot of the visual things to make the shooting easier for you. So also there's a lot of professional advanced video features built into this monitor. So for example, when your camera doesn't come with histograms or zebras or camera modes or false colors or things like that, then this monitor provides these options for you. So if you're wondering what are these options that are in here, let me just read you some of the things. There is center markers, there is save frames that you can adjust, there is image freeze, image flip, check field, P2P, histograms, false colors, then zoom, then anamorphic. If you want to shoot anamorphic style, you can cut it off. Then there's focus assist, which is basically focus peaking. You can change the peaking color, overexposure, exposure level, and 9 grid ratio markers, and then change the colors of all of this stuff. So there's quite a lot of features to help you shoot with. Basically, you can customize these and just basically decide what are the ones that are gonna help you. And the ones that you decided, okay, these are gonna be helping my video shooting, you can like put shortcuts of these functions to these 4 buttons on the top. So when you press one of the buttons, boom, focus assist is on. So my focus peaking, I can see what's in focus, and then I'm gonna be, do you know what, this is annoying, I'm gonna switch it off, boom. And then there's 4 options like that. There's already like pre-programmed 4 buttons for like the main features. You can change them in the menu very easily and choose your own. This is really cool and amazing. And that kinda completes the software side with it as well. For conclusion, I want to just tell you my experience and kind of, because this has been like my first field monitor, I didn't know what to expect, and I thought this is going to be like just a bigger monitor and you're going to have the same resolution as my camera's back LCD screen, and I was totally wrong. This thing is so sharp and so clear that it is just unbelievable, and what you can do with it and the colors and how it's battery powered and the options that it gives you, it's, for me, it's totally worth the money. And I'm thinking, if I'm gonna pay more than double for the SmallHD Focus, for example, it needs to be worth it for me to purchase something like that. If I can get this for less than half the price, already so much. And when I'm, for example, filming these YouTube videos for you guys, I can use this monitor here to plug to my camera so I can see what I'm filming. Framing issues and things, it's gonna make it so much easier for me. So what I like about this then is that it is a budget option and it brings you a lot of pro stuff in the budget option, which is really good. And if you're thinking, whoa, 180 quid is still quite a lot of money, or $200, then just browse around and then you'll see that there is so much more expensive field monitors out there, and this packs quite a lot of good stuff in that price. Also, I really like this tilt arm that is really easy to adjust the viewing angle, and they also give you plenty of mounting options and make it easy for you. The screen is also fairly bright, which makes me happy as well. It's not the brightest, but it's good enough for me. And this is a really good step for me to take my video to the next level. So hopefully this little conclusion and this review has helped you to decide maybe if this is the right field monitor for you, or maybe you never even knew that these things existed or didn't know if this is going to be worth it. Hopefully this is going to help you decide whether you want to get it. If you do, the link is in the description where you can find out more details about this from the website and the latest price. So check the link in the description if you want to get it or if you just want to check it out. Hey, thank you very much guys for watching this video, and hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, please leave a like in the section below. And hey, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing, because videos like this and camera reviews and tech reviews are coming out every single week. So if you like this content, consider subscribing. And you guys who already have been subscribed, I'm happy to see you here again. Hopefully this video was interesting to you. And hey, any questions or inquiries, I'll meet you in the comments section. Now recently I have hit 1,000 subscribers, so I just want to dedicate this last little sentence to all the new subscribers who have joined. Thank you very much guys for joining this community and this channel. I'm really happy that you're part of it, and you'll find some great content in here. And you guys who've been here since the beginning, yes! Woo! And on that note, it's time to end. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.